Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mancillon. I wanted to send greetings and blessings and come and say hello. In many sense, we're going to be moving into the Pisces season. It's called Happy Birthday a bit in advance to all Pisces. For I'm Pisces, so I know my birthday is coming. Although I live outside of time as much as I can, I cannot forget that it is. That we were incarnated in this manner. So in many ways, right now there is already Neptune and Chiron and Venus and the Sun and the Moon and Mercury will all be going to Pisces. So it's going to be a big Pisces gathering in the sky. I'm going to pull out a few cards for the day. The general cards that is overseeing the process is as above, so below. So it is understanding that we can bring the divine perfection. It is the divine perfection from above that is manifested below. What is above is no different than what is below. Everything is one. It is just a matter of frequency, being able to bring the light into the matter, and then eventually the matter goes back into the light as well. So it is a process that we are undertaking. Well, it seems a lot more, it's different than the oracle in French, in the French video. And what is the situation for us? It is the wheel of fortune, the wheel of great time. It is about understanding the power of magic, the power of miracle, the power of Jupiter to manifest all kinds of incredible things. For if magic does not happen, you gotta wonder why, you gotta allow it, otherwise but it will happen, it is ready, it is happening right now. What is on the physical plane, what is visible, is the Eli. Ooh, the Eli is very scary, but in a sense, is the ego, is the lower self, is the subconscious. It is he who is helping and assisting by creating the opposition, as we allow this purification, this letting go of those lower aspects. There is new aspect of the self that manifests, and what's in the invisible world that will come into the physical world is the waves of bliss. It's from it's inspired by the great serigraphic artist Ukosai from 19th century Japan. And so the waves of bliss is finding the Holy Grail, finding the eternal truth, eternal light, finding the joy, the happiness, the liberation, the freedom. Everything is contained within that source, within that light that we need to find within ourselves. What is happening now, what we're working on, it makes a lot of sense. It is puja here. It is called purification. It's the purification bath. It is the card of art. It is the card of transmutation. It is the card of temperance. So it is very much about purifying, about cleansing, about clearing, about allowing ourselves to make more space for the more pure we are, the more energy we get, and the less we spend in energy. So it is good to make our mission to every day to do something for the betterment of our physical body, or mental body, emotional body, physical life. Everything that brings increase into our life, but it's a kind of temperance. So we want to ask the universe to temperate ourselves, to decrease our weaknesses, to augment our strengths. And the best way to do that is to not look at our weaknesses, but to look at our strengths. And as we look at them and we develop that, we naturally we unfold greater strengths, and our weakness diminish by cause and effect. And the result of that is that we'll be able to find self-preservation. It means that we will discover this inner temple within ourselves, where we'll be able to go, where we'll be eternally safe. We'll find this inner plane of eternal beingness. In many sense, very soon we won't even feel that we need to protect ourselves, because we'll be empowered enough that no darkness will ever be able to touch our consciousness. But until then, it's always good to be able to protect yourself against negative ideas and to keep your thoughts pure and clear as much as possible. All the things I'm saying in those videos are essentially, to me, they're high scientific truths, and you can verify them. If you apply those things, you will see that there is a cause and effect. And so, in many sense, it is very important right now for all the light that we possess to help others, to share it, to support life, to assist, to be gentle, to be kind with others, to be participating. It's one of the reason why I'm making those videos. It's not because I feel like I have to share what I know or whatever, but it's because communication is very important, because we're passing through a mass awakening since 2012. There's been a mass awakening, and now a lot of people are getting interested in spirituality, and they need to feel more secure within that belief, since it has been denied for so many centuries. So we want to slow down and smell the roses, basically, because if we always like in action, we're always agitated. We cannot find the true peace and to be able to live in the void, to be void within the void without having to fill it up. We have to, in many sense, we understand that for a very long time, living was very heavy. It was really difficult. But now we have to return to the ability to know that life can be a pleasure, a constant joy, a constant happiness. It is not easy, because we've been programmed to believe something else. In many sense, the animals, the animal world, the animal kingdom will have eventually will become aware of all those other kingdoms on the earth that we're mistreating. But the animal kingdom, each animal exists on the higher planes as well, as a higher divinity function, and they all possess certain aspect of divinity and truth, and in many sense, like it's very well integrated in philosophy. We can ascertain that, like in Machiavelli, for instance, the leader has to have the power of the lion, but the deception of the fox. But in thought, in master of wisdom, we are looking for the deep bird wisdom. But there are so much of the bird wisdom. For all birds possess different kind of wisdom. So it is it is an eternal search and pursuit towards the light. For we want to return to this eternal sphere of light. For it is already there. It does not change. That is the one part that cannot change. If something is eternal, if we are eternal beings, that will never change. No matter what we do in time, no matter how long we spend in time, we'll always be eternal being. That can never change. That can never be touched even. So in essence, is to be able to know that we have at the center of ourselves this inner plane that's eternally stable and that can maintain. And that is the part that does not change in many sense. When we move from 3D to 4D, 3D we're living in time, and 4D we transcend time and move into space. And then in 5D everything is integrated into the oneness. That doesn't mean that we no longer live in time. There is new higher galactic plane from 6-7 dimensions, and then we move beyond. But the apex of evolution as an individual will happen in the 7th dimension. In many sense, the essential portal is the third eye and the crown chakras. If you can, to continue to develop, to open your heart, your third eye, and concentrate your thought on the top of your head. For that will help this crown chakra to open until your soul will be free to be more fluid into this macrocosm, so to speak, when the soul is able. This will be learning. It's going to be a process. I've written a book about space travel, interdimensional travel. It will soon be ready. So in many sense, there is one thing very important. If you can avoid to not use fluoride in toothpaste or anything, because it calcifies the pineal gland. And so, which is the third eye, the ability to produce this DMT, the power of light within our center of our brain that makes us feel so good. And in many sense, we want to connect to that Gestalt, to that 0 point, to that invariable point of where all things return to the one, and we're moving towards that. We're going to be working with those 5 energies as well, from the five energies of the organ. For the body, all those great mysteries to be unfolded. We have to tune in it's good to follow some kind of spiritual practice, some kind of spiritual philosophy. Personally, the spiritual school of non-being is really it's an esoterical school of spiritual practice that I've been for the past 30 years, more or less, attempting to work with it, but it's a bit beyond my. It requires too much. The discipline is really hard, but in essence, I am growing with it and this understanding of ascension. And so we are going to have to deal with, understand the world of relationship. Everything is relationship. We're relationship to our body, to our life, to ourselves, to our parents, to our family, to the sun, to the earth. In essence, there is 2 relationships you want to make whole. It's your relationship to yourself, make that about love, and to relationship to life, to your creator, to your source, and make that about love as well. Then there is individual consciousness, individual relationship that are all very specific meaning within our life. So it is, but the more we connect to ourselves and to our source, the more there will be balance within all those other relationships. So those are essential. We cannot invent the truth. Truth cannot be invented. God cannot be invented. It is. It just always has been, always will be. And thank God for that, because we could never be the presence of our thought, our ability to focus and concentrate we would not be strong enough to maintain a physical reality by the power of our thought, such as the universe. So until then, our Creator just keeps the project. Well, it is an eternal thought, so it will never end in any sense. So it's we have to understand that everything is already known by our higher self and by our God self. Those beings, I have met those higher beings. I've met my higher self, and I have met my original self, which are very two different aspects of me. But in many sense, I'm looking into reintegrating all the fragments of myself. So it is really something that is ongoing. And to learn to communicate to the true self, to allow yourself to communicate with God. Open your ears, open your eyes. It is everywhere. It is in everything. So as soon as you're ready, but sometimes those forces of creation can take you into like you still have to maintain the because the forces of life are nothing and no one will ever surpass God. God knows everything, cannot surprise God. Life knows everything, it's done everything, it's felt everything, it's gone through everything, knows all past, all future. But it is conditioned, it is reacting in condition to our own thoughts, will and desires. And so therefore we have to be voluntarily moving towards the light for life to support us in that process. For life will support every possible way. In many sense, we have putting work in the center of life right now to make our society function. But I think in the future, in 21st century, we'll move into the quality of life, not just the work, but the quality of life, the sense of joy and fulfillment. Once we understand, we get that point that life is about quality of life, it's about fulfillment, it's about joy. Then we find a work that portrayed that we can experience that through the work, and so we serve society. It's Confucius who said, find a work that you love to do and you'll never have to work for the rest of your life. So put your joy in the center of yourself. In many sense, we are Lao Tzu, the great master of wisdom, was saying, I am afflicted because I live in a body. If I did not live in a body, there would be nothing to afflict me, because his consciousness was clear and pure. But he knew that the physical aspect of reality makes things heavy here. And so it's about learning to be more and more comfortable with our body, to return to a more state of health, to cleaning up a lot of habits, a lot of dietaries and so on, but it's a whole process that we go through. We have to listen to our heart and go step by step and move in to retrieve also, as we let go of all those limitations, we are able to retrieve all kinds of memories and powers, and so there will be much to be enjoyed. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you for spending this moment with me, and I thank you for your light. So please do share anything that comes from your heart. If you feel like of course, you cannot force anybody, or it's no use to try to enlighten someone who's not ready for it. But it is good to be there for others and to continue to unfold your divinity within the integration part of life as much as possible. For all of life can change at any moment, but right now it is perfect for what it is. It is reflecting us exactly what we need to be reflected. Well, I thank you. I'm going to finish with a little song. It's a song that was used in sport, but I don't think it was written with that intention. I think it's about someone about overcoming the difficulties of life. It goes like this. I've paid my dues, time after time. I've done my sentence but committed no crime. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've had my share of sand kicked in my face, but I have come true. And I need to go on and on and on and on, 'cause we are the champions, my friends. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions, we are the champions, No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. I've taken my bows and my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it, and I thank you all. But it's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise. I consider it a challenge before the whole human race, and I ain't gonna lose. And I need to go on and on and on, 'cause we are the champions, my friends. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions, we are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. Well, thank you very much. I hope you understand that you're already a success, and all the success that we may be looking for is ahead of us as we embrace life and know that it is coming. Well, thank you for everything. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.